Minutes, not hours. That's only 1 hour.
It is. It is.
That's not as many of those.
It's not as many hours, but it is many, many minutes. So, it's fine.
Yeah, my stream doesn't really have the full video experience. Oh gosh, my hair. Oh no.
Okay, I do feel like I need to go and get Joe's stream up just to see the hair.
It's not going well, Cleo. It's not going well.
I know.
I'm gonna have to go get my hat. Which I actually do know where that is. It's over here.
Okay. Joe,
There, now it's perfect.
Okay. Yeah, now your hair. There's no problems with your hair whatsoever.
No
now,
problems with my hair now.
I appreciate the bravery of you coming on without the hat.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just clicked start stream. I didn't look at it. Okay.
So it says you always go live when I'm at school. This is the earliest I stream.
Yeah, go to school better, noob. See, I just ban people who say that they're at school right now, because I'm like, you should be at school right now.
Yeah, but we know that your policies are draconian.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're doing at school.
Exactly.
They could be in between. They could be in between classes.
Well,
they
see,
could be on lunch.
I actually only do it when they're like, I'm in the middle of Spanish class right now, lol. And there's a lot of those. And I'm like, you need all the ayuda you can get, okay? This is some tough amour here. Let's...
Tough amour.
Yeah.
Turn Joe down a bit, because...
You can if you want.
Why Spanish specifically? It's not specific to Spanish, but,
It seems like students disrespect foreign teachers more, actually. I do see a lot more of, like, people talking about Spanish class being the one that they're blowing off to watch my show. And I think it's maybe they're bringing it up more because I'm talking Spanish sometimes. But, like, if I was talking math...
For some reason, my mic isn't... Okay, let's try now. I think that's probably work. The mic wasn't muted. It's just that OBS decides it's not going to use the correct mic.
Oh, yeah, that's always a real treat for everyone involved. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you, Sky9s, for resubbing for 14 months. Hi. Mini Cheese Mouse resubscribed for 26 months. That's a pile of time. Celebrating with Tiny Cleo with added snakes who arrived yesterday. Yes. Teeny Tiny Snaky Cleo coming out to the room. And thank you, Mini Cheese Mouse, for donating when I was sick. I appreciate that. I appreciated that a lot. So, Joe.
Yeah.
You know when I said that talking about my teeth, my dental surgery wasn't a secret?
Yeah.
Could you explain to me why I have so many comments talking about my dental surgery, just live?
I said that sometimes when people take a break, it can be hard to get back in the grind with YouTube. And everybody should leave a nice message about how much better you sound. Like,
okay.
For example, the example I gave was maybe a little too extreme. Like, Cleo, wow, since your dental surgery, your voice sounds awesome.
What you mean the exact thing that people posted?
Apparently, apparently I can't give a example.
I want to point out that was the worst sounding video because I had tonsillitis when I was recording it.
See, the thing is, I hadn't actually noticed that your audio was bad in the latest video, so now it looks like it's people being super, like, jerks. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I see now how that's a problem.
I'm not mad about it, but it was just sort of like, that's the worst I've ever sounded for a very long time.
I'm
also
sorry.
choo-choo. And it's just sort of like really obnoxious under my video now.
I have failed you, Cleo. I have failed
you.
Okay, let's see if we can get this other camera working. Okay, everything is going sideways here.
And Dr. Alien, who has resubscribed for 8 months, thank you very much. And thank you for the hype train, people. I appreciate you.
People are saying...
You're glad you caught this stream. You're glad you caught the teeth stream.
People are saying, hello, Void Joe. Yeah, everything is a mess here. I'm supposed to be doing stuff. This is supposed to be a whiteboard dry erase marker stream, and I can't find the dry erase markers. And it's gonna drive me nuts because I like the dry erase markers. It's not like, oh, I bought a pack just the other day or whatever. It's I bought a Costco pack of dry erase markers right at the beginning of the pandemic. And so there's like 40 of them in all different colors, and I think they're still good, but I can't find them. And so, but we're using dry erase markers heavily in our Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 Tears of the Kingdom stream on Friday.
Oh, enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a 6-hour mega stream with me and my sister, or my sister and I.
What day?
Friday, starting
Okay.
at the same time we're starting today. Basically, gonna drop Corinne off at school, come back and play Breath of the Wild until it's time to pick her up from school.
That's
Because
fair.
that's
That
how I
sounds
want to
like it's
spend my
fair.
Friday.
I mean, you know, it's not my sort of game, but you know, just get
Okay.
I heard a tip roll in. Thank you very much while I'm away from the keyboard.
Woo. I'm gonna make the camera
was that a tip?
smaller again.
No, Leslie resubscribed for 21 months. Thank you very much. Giant hands.
Oh, I did.
Hi, Pushed.
Yeah, I did find a lost bag of coffee like yesterday.
No.
It was in the cupboard behind the cups. I don't know why. Because I always put the coffee back on the counter in like a clear,
I mean,
airtight
arguably,
container.
you did not do that. That is a thing that did not happen.
Well, I can tell from the sticker on the bottom of the bag, it says it was roasted on January 13th. And so it's theoretically still good, but it's not necessarily great. So I haven't tried it yet because I'm going through my current bag first. And I'll try that before I open a new one.
Yeah. Thank you, Pushed, for the Cleo biddies and McLeslie for the cow biddies. It's appreciated. Just give the cow a second to trigger. It should trigger.
Moo.
I mean, I appreciate that you tried there, Joe. It's fine.
There was a lot of effort, and so your appreciation and your acknowledgement means so much to me.
I appreciate the effort.
Okay.
Maybe not the delivery, but the effort.
Well, you know, I don't exactly have my own trucks. Okay.
Okay.
Getting the white balance sorted. And
Joe's moves was excellent.
Exposure. Thank you.
Is what I am told.
Yay.
Okay. S's. How do they want me to do my S's? Oh, they want swirlies. Okay, I can do swirlies. Swirlies are fine.
Okay, so I think I've got the camera in focus. Oh, no, I don't. Okay, so...
First it's your hair, now it's the camera.
Oh, yeah, I haven't fixed my hair. It looks dumber with the hat on, actually. Somehow I have managed to make it worse. Oh, boy.
I believe you.
Okay, so let's see if I can fix the focus on this camera. No. That's distinctly worse.
Distinctly worse. Not just a little bit worse, but distinctly
worse.
worse.
Yeah, it was like visibly a step down. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Okay, swear.
So I've got our dry erase board things, which part of what we're testing here is how bad an idea it is to use those on this surface. And I'm realizing it's maybe okay-ish. Okay, I need to mention that tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. And I also need to open up Cleo's chat now that we're going live.
Yeah, my chat's being very interesting right now.
Oh, are they? What are they saying?
I don't know. I've been looking down for a long time, but I'm genuinely believing that they are very interesting right now.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, they're all saying nice things about my mooing. Aw. They are being interesting. Thank you, Cleo.
I believed in them.
Yay. Thank you, McLeslie. Okay. Okay, boy. So, the other thing I'm kind of a little incredulous about, was I was like,
Mm-hmm.
sooner or later, I'm going to find at least one dry erase marker because I'm not disciplined enough to keep them all in one place very well. Like wherever they are, they're all in one place, except for like probably
Right.
3 or 4 of them. But it was like a pack of 40 or something stupid, maybe 20. It was a lot.
I mean, I believe that.
It was a
Yeah.
Costco size pack of dry erase markers. So, are they in that bag? Oh wait, what is that?
Hang on.
bag?
I've forgotten how to spell caffeine.
Charlie Alpha Foxtrot India Echo November Echo.
EINE. EINE.
Cleo's chat must support my neck at all times because I'm like a wee baby. Thank you.
What?
Okay.
We must support Joe at all times, not your neck.
Oh.
I mean, we can aggressively attack your neck, but so long as we support you personally, that's different.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So here's a bunch of other markers. We have washable markers. We have box of number 2 pencils. We have, I don't even know what these are. Dot markers in washable colors. We have at least one dry erase marker. That's a win. That's
you
a
can
win.
do a whole thing with that.
We can actually have a stream now. More washable
I mean, I was
markers.
having a stream regardless of whether you were having a stream, Joe.
More markers. I don't know if my kid knows this box exists. Because every time I go to the store, you know, I always ask her, do you need anything for your schoolwork? And, you know, not every time, but, like, enough times she has said, I need new markers. And that's, I think, why we have so many boxes of markers here. Okay, here's another dry erase one. So we're up to 2 dry erase markers. What is this? Kids washable paint. Why is the light not on?
I mean, Joe, I've
Oh,
stopped asking you questions like this.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I gotta adjust the camera now. The light is too bright. I'm going full Mogwai over here.
Mogwai! Bright light! Bright light! Bright light!
Properties, configure video. We're gonna turn the exposure down one.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Just the once. Now, question is, where are all my letter stickers? They are about. Just don't know if they've got the right ones. Just got rose gold ones.
Can I just
Okay.
get that so it's not glaring directly into the camera?
Ayuna has resubscribed for 23 months, almost 2 entire years. I know, that shocks me even so. Okay, so it's just these ones. Do I have it? Yeah, I've got enough to do this phrase, I'm sure. Like 90% sure.
I don't think I saved the white balance when I exited. Great job, camera. Great job. Okay.
Joe's legs already support him. I don't believe that. I mean, like, Joe, what colour is the marker? Oh, you found 2.
What I'm saying is, at the beginning of the pandemic, I went to Costco and I bought this entire, like, rainbow set of dry erase markers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm trying to find one dry erase marker. I've found 2 so far. But we have the entire prismatic breakout of white light. Like, it's like a Pink Floyd cover in here. Somewhere in here. With here being, broadly speaking, my apartment. There's a lot of dry erase markers.
I believe you, and I also believe that your kid does not do a dad check every time you ask, do you have markers?
Well, we stopped doing we stopped doing the dry erase board stuff like once she started actual virtual school, but like for the first like 2 or 3 months, the school didn't have any like real thing. So it was like, okay, well, um, I bought her some dry erase like placemats to practice making letter forms on that had like, the dotted A, B, C, D and stuff. And then
Yeah.
we had a big whiteboard and stuff that she would practice. I'd say, okay, what are the things we have to do today? Write them down. Let's spell the words. Like, just trying to keep some basic, skills going.
Yeah. No, I
months.
understand. Joe has chalk. Probably somewhere, knowing Joe.
Yeah, I think that's near the duct tape. Okay, let's see here. Another pack of number 2 pencils. More crayons. Band-Aids. Those should be in the first aid kit. It's fine.
It's okay. I wasn't judging how you run your life, Joe. I promise.
Yeah, Iconic Witch. Not you, but, let's see. There's some unpainted miniatures in here that I bought for my kid, who then decided I'm not into My Little Pony anymore, and I don't want to paint those. I feel like that'll come back around sooner or later. So I got 3 of them. Like, maybe when her little cousin is old enough to paint, like, that'll be an activity for them to do together or something.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm not going to get rid of those, We'll use them. Oh, chroma green ribbon. Oh, this is a Velcro chroma green. Ah.
You probably made that joke when you bought it, to be fair.
I don't think I bought this. I think it came... This looks like something that came with something. Like, it was incidental. But, okay. Now that we've had the incident,
The incident!
Okay, another black dry erase marker. I have to test if any of these even work, still.
Sure, Joe.
Battery-powered glow stick. These things are great for when you take your kid to like a night event at like a park or something. You hang it on their. You're like, oh hey, I made you a glow stick bracelet, and also here's a necklace, and some anklets, and so you can just.
This is cool. You don't need to take these off ever.
Yeah, well that's the thing. There was a bunch of parents do it, and so you just memorize like, okay. My kid has red on one side and green on the other side, like an airplane or the original NCC 1707. And the other kids have like blue and orange or pink and red or whatever. And so you can identify your kid quickly in a dark crowd.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to me.
Because kids love like glow sticks and bracelets and stuff.
Oh yeah, this is a special treat.
Two more dry erase markers. Red, purple, blue. I haven't found a green one yet.
Oh, Odyssey, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. I hope you had a good stream.
Woo!
Didn't know you streamed, but now that I know, I will keep an eye out. Sliding Architecture has resubscribed for 20 months, and you got your teeny tiny plushie yesterday, and you love it. It's so cute. Like, I got mine, like, I got the second one the other day. It's really good. I'm very pleased with how they turned out.
Magnetic horse kit.
I don't know there's such a thing as a magnetic horse.
Well, you can look on my screen now, because I put... Ooh! More green. Are these chroma green? These are almost too dark. No, they are chroma green. What are these for? These are for...
I feel like you just, like, if things that are just chroma green, they just... You may not buy them, but they gravitate towards you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think I've exhausted this box, but clearly this was the right box because there was some stuff in here.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
I mean, we actually found, let's do a count here. One. Now, some of these colors are duplicates, or no, they're just very similar. But no, they're actually duplicates. Okay. So this is not the full spectrum of dry erase markers I was hoping for, but this is 7 of them. Hopefully, at least 3 of them work, and I don't leave them uncapped between now and the stream on Friday, and then look stupid. Okay.
This is starting to look like your version of live, laugh. Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't really need to do inspirational quotes. I think I'm plenty inspiring on my own, but it's always nice to just... Like, these pages here are purely because I like drawing things.
I really do want to make one of those doormats that says live, laugh, come back with a warrant.
Do it. Dare you.
I've got to figure out how to make something that you can actually stomp on that will hold
Well, why
together.
don't you just get one of those Hessian doormats, like the coconut fiber and they just spray paint as on a stencil?
That's actually probably a good choice. I was also going to say I could get one of the rubbery ones and cut into the rubber, like when I...
That feels like a lot more effort.
Well, I've carved stamps before, like fake passport stamps, for an art project, not for a forgery.
Yeah, you might want to admit that on...
Yeah. Let me see if I can find... Well, no, I won't. I wouldn't have a picture that easily accessible. But yeah, I was working for a place that was having a party for like 1,600 people that had like different activities. And when you went and did the different activity, like everybody got a little passport book because it was like the theme was like around the world or whatever. And at the beginning, you got a passport book. And if you did all the activities and got stamped at each location, then you could you put your passport book in for a raffle where they would pull them out and give prizes, but they would check to make sure, like when they pulled it out, like, hey, Susan Collins, you didn't actually do these. Next passport, right? So,
I see.
Yeah, and like my boss was like, "What's the cheapest way to get 5 custom stamps in this amount of time?" And I'm like, "Send me to the art store to buy 5 blank stamps and an X-Acto knife." So I get to spend part of that week. This is, and like my job in this role was computer guy, but like I was just also the only one who knew how to get a lot of stuff done. So like, what's your computer guy doing? Oh, he's over there whittling stamps. Okay.
Yeah. The problem with being like, okay at most things is that there are a lot of people that are not okay at anything.
Yeah. So I end up doing a lot of jobs.
I mean, being vaguely artistic in a school environment, you get so much put on your plate. So.
Okay.
And it's always Susan. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Cleo's got a delay. Is my video? I don't think my stream's delayed necessarily.
Yep. So the idea too is we've got 4 more of these boards, and so Quinn can be swapping these out for, like, if we start exploring a dungeon or something, Quinn could be mapping stuff on one of the boards, and then when we leave the dungeon, pull the board off and replace it with a new one, and then like, oh, we're gonna go explore over here, and so we can map as we go.
Okay.
Okay.
I like...
Oh, we're also going to have a thermometer that shows how close we are to our tipping goals. We were trying to figure out how to scale that, and so I think we're going to go logarithmic, because the top of the thermometer, if we hit $2 billion, we're going to start our own prestige television network. But realistically, we're probably not going to hit that $2 billion.
I mean, realistically, no.
It's one of the longest streams I've ever done. It'll be 6 hours, so... But, I mean, we'll see.
I mean, live in hope.
Yeah, exactly.
Not expectation.
Exactly. But yeah, each of the goals is something that's pretty ludicrous, but that if we actually got that amount of money, we would actually do. So, like, the joke is that we can talk about, like, well, what shows will go on our prestige television network? Oh, if we hit, 200 million, we'll buy a theater in Nashville and do, like, live streaming with an audience. And how would we do that? And what would that look like? And, stuff like that.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. $2 billion. Yeah, no, Joe is streaming until he gets $2 billion.
It is
that
not
is fact.
Gemini Tay. It costs a lot of money to start a prestige television network. Okay. Each episode of The Wire was like $17 million. Oh, okay. Like this is, so if you have a few cheaper shows to produce and then like one flagship show, like, well, wait, no, was it Game of Thrones that was 17 million an episode? No, there's no way The Wire was 17 million an episode. Hold on. I care more about making stuff like The Wire than like Game of Thrones, but hold on. How much was an episode of The Wire to create?
Really, Jem, it's you being unrealistic here.
Yeah.
Of course it's going to cost you.
Like, these things are expensive. Okay, the question is, do you really trust Warner Brothers Discovery to do this? What about Hill's siblings?
Don't know what that is.
Hill's siblings? Oh, that's when I'm related to somebody because we have the same parents.
Oh. Okay. Is that you're going to be your limited company?
I don't know. We'll probably come up with a better name. Jem, feel free to hop in the voice chat as always. No pressure, but we are in the voice chat this week. The 1 week where Jem's like, I'm actually free this week. I'm like, oh, we're not in the voice chat because we have somebody on from NASA. If you want me, I can loop you into the call. It's like, maybe another time. I was like, oh, sorry, Jem.
Someone explain to Joe how his TV network's going to work. Because I've given up.
If you want to hear how the TV network's going to work, then you can come back on Friday when Quinn and I will be pitching it as part of our Zelda stream. Oh, Lordy says, love your style, dude. Thank you. It's disheveled, to say the least. I thought I brushed my hair, but I think, like, digging around in all these closets trying to find the dry erase markers, like, I just got, like,
Don't
static
admit that to Joe, he'll ban you. Oh, wait, you're in my stream. He can't ban you, it's fine.
Wait, hold on. Where's this?
Jem says, I'm always working at this time. I use you to procrastinate.
Oh,
I'm not allowed to do that in Joe's stream. You can do that here, that's fine. Perhaps, fan, don't tell Jem they need to get back to work. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, JT says you might want to get half extra billion for exploratory funds in order to find out how TV networks work.
Well, we're not going to launch it actually on television. It would be an outgrowth of the streaming service that we would launch once we bought our theater. If we hit the $200 million level, we'll launch our own Twitch TV competitor with a theater in Nashville that streamers can broadcast out of in front of audiences. So, yeah. It would be basically the $2 billion would be to get us prestige television programming for that. Jem says buying a theater. There's a lot going on here. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm trying to set my some goals for our Friday Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 Tears of the Kingdom stream. I've never done a 6-hour Zelda stream before, so I don't know how much money to expect to come in. Normally we would like do a song every $180, $360, $540, whatever, that sort of thing. But it felt like we need to go bigger this time. So yeah, if we hit $200 million, we're going to buy a theater in Nashville and broadcast out of there in front of a live audience and get our own Twitch streaming equivalent going. And then if we hit $2 billion, we'll take the extra 180 million and invest it into like prestige television level programming.
Yep.
In fairness, though, my sister actually does have like a graduate degree in film directing and like lived out in LA for a decade doing industry stuff. Like this is not us completely, like we can once, like I said, this is the subject for Friday. This is just in case Zelda gets boring, we can talk about our dreams.
Yeah, fair enough. Jem wasn't there, Push. Jem doesn't know why I'm not washed up. Joe was there.
Oh.
Joe's keeping things secret.
Oh, I'm not keeping things secret. It's because Cleo was really, really dirty. Like, she had changed her skin for some sort of third-party project. I don't know, because I don't get invited to all the stuff Cleo was doing. But she logged into Hermitcraft and was just, like, completely filthy. And everybody's like, Cleo, what's going on? What's all over your face? And she's just like, oh, it's just dirt. And everybody's like, well, you know what? Etho was just recording at the same thing you were, and he's washed up. His face is clean. Why aren't you washed up, Cleo? Chloe the Great and Powerful, our first tip of the stream rolling in, tips 3. We're going to go ahead and rotate that camera 3 degrees. Woo!
Okay. Need to reboot the bot, guys. Give me a sec.
Reboot the bot, do. Reboot the bot, do.
Imagine a lot of death. You probably can guess, but yeah. Okay, bots.
Okay. So, how does your microphone connect to your computer? Do you have like an audio?
Cable?
Yeah. Do you? Well, I mean, do you use USB or do you have like an XLR interface?
I use USB because I have not. I mean, I have like the capacity for what is it, an XLR?
Yeah.
On my microphone, there are slots on my microphones for that, but I would cry before I figure that out. So.
Gotcha. Because I got this fancy audio interface, but so I could have 2 XLR mics, one for me and one for my sister when she's here, and then also 2 sets of headphones with independent volume controls and stuff like that. But like the entire back of the box has like another 4 inputs and 4 outputs that I just haven't touched since I got it, at least until
JT,
this
that's
week.
not been ready.
And so, as prep for this Zelda stream, I went and got something so I could do audio directly in from other sources, like the Switch or whatever. And I gotta say, it is really cool being able to plug stuff into, like, the audio mix when I'm, like, working. Like, if I'm over here doing something in Hermitcraft and I'm not streaming, I can, like, plug in my phone with a podcast or something, because I don't have all that stuff on this computer, like all my music and all my other stuff, and like it's just been really nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, JT, for the 24-month resub and directing people to the rules. That's appreciated. And Mathematical Jekyll was resubscribed for 14 months. Thank you very much. And morning, NJ.
Okay, I'm gonna switch over to the other mic in the crafting station. 1 second.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, Cleo's like, this can only go poorly.
I mean, honestly, the amount of times I had, you know, you've had several mic changes already, is all I'm saying.
I have had several mic changes. Am I coming through?
You are.
Yeah,
and you don't sound too bad.
Okay.
Karasa has resubscribed for 10 months. Glad to catch another stream. Good to have you.
I need a place to hang this when I'm not using it. There's no place to hang this when I'm not using this. Okay, it's fine.
Is it, Joe?
No. I'm lying to myself like I never find.
I mean, sometimes it's fine.
Yeah. Okay,
Usually it's when other people say it's fine, but not you. But
no,
sometimes it's fine.
Okay, so we are going to test some markers. Let's draw like a happy little smile here. Woo!
Half an hour into the stream, guys.
What? That's 2 dots and a line. That's more art than some people do in a day. Okay.
It's more art than you did last time we were here. That's to be true.
Oh, hey, you know what? When you were gone last week, I drew so many things. Hold on.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
You know, I'm not gonna say you're holding me back. I'm gonna say I let you hold me back. But yeah, let me show you what I drew when you were gone last week.
I'm holding Joseph Hills back.
I know.
That's what you all heard here today.
Yeah.
Joe is my fault.
Go wash up. Okay. let's see. Okay, so I drew these 5 pinball machine layouts. Can you still see my camera? I don't know if you can.
I can tab back out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I drew these 5,
did.
and then I drew another 3. I drew 8
Okay,
pinball machine
so-
layouts in like 2 hours.
Okay. It's because I don't know the sport. I don't see much to. I appreciate that there has to be a very valid difference in all those pictures that you showed. I don't see it. I know that's going to make you angry.
You know what? You know what, Cleo? You don't need to see the difference because you're not a competitor. I get it. You're just not a competitive
No,
person.
I'm not competitive at all. No one has ever said of me that I have a competitive spirit, because I do not.
Have they ever said that you have a spirit? Is that a thing?
I mean, I don't think people have. I think people have suggested I may have a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's definitely fan art that is very spirited. Let's put it like that. So people tend to just say, I like your attitude rather than spirit.
Mm. They're like not into ghosts and stuff that much these days.
I mean, yeah, and zombies aren't really spirits, to be fair.
Oh. Okay. So let's get back over here.
I don't have a competitive spirit. I really don't.
Oh, did you get that email from YouTube creators or whatever? That's just like, congratulations on another month. And then I open it up and it's like, you have 0 new subscribers in huge letters. It's like, no, I don't. I actually have negative 237, but thanks for emailing me. It just, their email system doesn't go down that low.
I did not get that email, no.
Oh, okay. It's fun. It's a fun email.
I got a different email, but sure.
Sure. Okay, so we're going to test this one. Uh-oh. Nope, no smiley face here. This one, so I don't accidentally try to use it on the other stream, is going to go in the trash, which I can't see from here. There it is. Wow, there's a lot of obstacles. Let's see. Not hit it. Okay.
I am indeed fierce. That's a thing.
Boom. That is a... Well, that's not really a smile now. That looks more like a Japanese character. Oh, yeah, I have an eraser. Okay. Ooh, okay. We have 2 working markers at least. Blue and pink.
Okay. Cleo is cool. Thank you, Jem. I appreciate you thinking I'm cool. I'm not, but I appreciate that you think so.
Yay. Well, you know, Canadians, if there's one thing they understand, it's low temperatures. So when a Canadian says you're cool, obviously you must be.
I was going to make a hot joke and I thought, no, that's vastly inappropriate. I'm not going to do that.
Well, I mean, now that you've framed it as inappropriate, it's educational. This is now a teaching moment. You can proceed.
I appreciate that Jem was going to make the same joke. Jem gets it. Jem gets it.
Okay, let's see. Is this marker good? This marker's good too.
Wow, 2 good markers.
We're up to 4 actually. Yeah. And I checked the eraser
that feels
works.
like it might be
It doesn't work great on the pink one though. We're gonna need to get some spray or something for that.
Probably. We type this in a way that gets the tone across and isn't weird. You know what, Jem? I've given up trying not to be weird. I think people have accepted that.
Yes.
Joe, you can't talk to me about the subject of weird.
Why not?
All, because you're weirder than I am.
Okay. So
that's not an insult, by the
way.
No,
Cleo's just basically telling everybody, hey, I appreciate that there are experts out there in fields that I lack expertise in, and I don't want to hear it from them.
Yes. Because I'm not competitive.
Get that out of here. Not for me. Okay.
Whose dog?
It's outdoors.
It's the outdoors' dog.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know.
Got you.
I live in an apartment. There's people with dogs. I don't know everybody's name. And if I
Okay,
did know their names, maybe I shouldn't dox them. I don't know. Like,
you could have just said, "It's my neighbour's dog. I don't know their name."
I
And
don't
I would have let
actually
it
know
go.
if it's my neighbor. It could just be some rando walking past. Like, it's a city, Cleo. There's teeming with life. It's like a rainforest here of people and guitars, dogs.
I like those the two outside things: guitars and dogs.
Yep. Okay. This one's definitely dead. Okay, this is a successful test in that we found 2 dead markers and 5 live ones. Wait, is that right? Is that a good count? No, 6 live ones. So we found 8 markers total, 2 of which were destined for the trash, but did not hit it. It's fine. I've made peace with that.
The rainforest of people and guitars. Apparently, that's how Geek describes Nashville.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, JT, that pun. I'm sorry. That's really bad. That's cam levels of bad.
Can I offset that camera from the light more? Like, because right now you can see the ring. Like, I could even draw it, possibly. Although that would...
I mean, doesn't that, you know...
Like, right now, the ring...
Isn't there going to be a phone call that says 7 days? And you're going to... Should have known better.
7 days.
This...
My earliest film that's
saying
available on YouTube is actually a Ringu parody. It's from, like, 2004.
Oh. My beans look lovely. Thank you.
Dang it, that is not how that goes.
I do feel like this side should just be jelly beans, though. It was going to be donuts, but I do think just
It's a very happy face. But it demonstrates where the ring is. Oop.
My most memorable Nashville experience was also a very strange person walking near naked across a car lot at the motel at 2 a.m, playing an acoustic guitar and singing loudly.
It gets really warm here.
I believe you.
Okay. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and angle the light up while keeping the camera facing down. And I don't know that that's going to work.
I mean, it might not.
It might
but,
not.
You know...
This might be a terrible idea.
But how will you know if you don't try? Do I do a lot of crafting? Actually, no. I try.
That's not better.
But I am... I mean, I do a lot of Minecrafting, which is different. I saw Joe Hill's doing some pinball thing. Yeah, pretty much, like, for the last year and 2 years? You've been doing pinball stuff? Mm-hmm. Like, publicly? Yeah.
Yeah, since June of last year. Whatever that is.
If you see Joe doing a pinball thing in real life, I'm like 100% sure Joe would love to speak to you.
Oh, yeah, I've met a lot of people who are actually already knew of Hermitcraft, that pinball. They're all really cool about it, though. It's not.
Am I also doing pinball stuff? No, it's not for me.
What is this running to? This is not running to anything. It's just lying around, tangled in. I've got 2 cables here that are not plugged into anything, just tangled with the other cables.
I mean, isn't that the job of loose cables?
Apparently.
I mean, that's how my life rolls. Don't think you'll meet him, though. I mean, if you see him doing stuff, because he's always doing pinball stuff. Mm-hmm. Speak to him. I mean, you know. What's the worst that could happen?
He says
he
I
could
live in
talk back.
Iskall land. No, he's probably seen me on like a pinball stream. He's like, oh, I saw a
Oh.
pinball tournament and you were in the background or something.
Oh, okay. That's fair. You could go, I know that guy from the YouTubes.
Yeah.
Because that's where Joe lives.
Well, that's how Erin ended up on the show, because she's like, she didn't know what Hermitcraft was, she just knew what Super Hostile was, but she knew both of us from back then, so.
That was wild. It is just sort of like, I didn't. Yeah, I know of you from the thing that you did 10 years ago.
Yeah. Now we're getting that light. Oh, come on.
When I used to be good at like
video games.
When I used to be good at protecting myself and you know, pathing around mobs and stuff like that.
People keep asking me if I'm gonna mob proof my like certain parts of my pinball machine, and I'm like, no, nobody goes there. Like the parts that like I'm not gonna be walking around in, I don't need to creeper proof. Like it's funny if people are like, well, what about all the slimes jumping around? I'm like, let them jump. It doesn't stop me. They can live their best slimy lives, whatever. Who cares?
I know that guy. That's the artistic genius that Cleo holds back. Screw you, Red.
Mini Cheese Mouse says, Joe, did my tip show up? It did now. Thank you. I had to manually refresh that. Thank you, Mini Cheese Mouse, for the 4, who says, thanks for the stuff sorting stream. Hope you find some of the things you were looking for. Hopefully the beef, I think you mean beef jerky, will appear. So it's going to rotate us now to 7 degrees.
Oh, did you mention the coffee on stream yet?
Yeah, I mentioned the coffee on stream. That's when I didn't... Yeah, that's when we were talking about it.
Oh, I thought you found the beef jerky.
No, I still haven't found the beef jerky. But thank you, Mini Cheese Mouse, again for that. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay.
Somewhere out there is beef jerky. At least you found the one that's probably going to go rancid quicker.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, bright side, Joe.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm going to need to light this differently, because the ring light is just going to...
What's the ring light gonna do? It's gonna...
It's just bouncing a big circular... Like, unless we somehow work... If the circle is somehow an element in the game that we can tie in, and just use the glare as, like, part of what we're doing somehow comedically.
You can use it as part of your, what do you call it? Your if you did a pie chart of money.
Yeah.
Instead of
a... yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead. I need to get the thermometer thing on here.
Red, I will assure you that cheese and wine do in fact go off. They do. And both are grim when they do.
Okay. Remembering not to put my phone in front of the thing. Okay.
Smart.
So...
There's a choice.
Okay, so... Is that off camera? That's off camera. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've got goals. Okay, so... Let's mark the goals on here. So 2 billion...
Yeah, so Joe is doing stuff for his stream for Breath of the Wild.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh yeah, like all Zelda games are the same, so...
Oh no, this marker actually like seems like it's just dying now.
Oh, your snaky Cleo also arrived. I'm so happy I got Jevon to give my Cleo somewhere to focus their murder intent on. I mean, I understand the desire. It is one way to keep a tiny Cleo in check. This is true.
Phone is literally on camera now. Well, it's on camera now that I've pulled up the thing that I'm okay with having. It's like while I'm looking for the particular note, like I don't want to be like, oh, and here's this upcoming collab I have scheduled or something
And
that might be.
here's all my personal details.
Yeah.
And this is a phone call from my child's school going through.
Yeah, I love those. Those are my favorite.
I mean, that is a risk when you have your phone on stream.
I know. It's more that
no
when
one ever calls me, so I'm usually fine with it.
Yeah, and I think I usually turn off the alerts during the I'm in work mode. But there are some people whose like messages would punch through the do not disturb mode, my fiance, Quinn, the school, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Badger says I should have just sent you a text that says butts. Exactly. See, yeah, Badger's text would have shown up.
I mean, Badger, like, you shouldn't have announced that and just done it.
Just done it.
You know you want to.
Okay.
Just do it!
So. We need I think it's funnier with a dollar sign. Okay.
What's my favorite animation / edit? For limited life, I have no idea. There's so many good ones. I'm really hoping that you don't follow me. I appreciate that. Please go away.
Hey, we got another tip rolling in over here. Let's see who that's from.
Excellent.
It's from Jeanette420, who says, paying into the dry erase marker fund just in case you can't find the big pack. Yeah, now that we're down to... I'm worried that, like that one of them seemed like it was fine, but then it immediately dried up 4 characters in. So let's get that additional 20 on the camera rotation here. Bring us up to 27 degrees angular. Rotating the camera 1 degree for every dollar that comes in today.
Okay. So, guys, do I do something different here? Do I do donuts or jelly beans on this side? They wanted you to scream and shout for a follow, and I'm like, they can go away. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah. People are like, justify your existence to me. And I'm like, no.
Like, the only reason you need to follow me is if you like my stuff. If you don't like my stuff, go away.
Yeah, it's that easy.
I am not a performing monkey. I'm not going to perform for you. But then they goes, I'm not following because your mods are awful. I'm like, good, then I don't want you here. Because my mods are just following the rules. Soap, beans, and cakes. Go crazy and do both. Okay. Oh, I'm doing a sort of coffee and donuts thing, but I figure like beans and beans would be. I mean, jelly beans seems to be kind of in the lead. Jelly beans will probably look like butts. Oh, I don't have the butt tape. Might get the butt tape later.
Butt tape.
Oh, poll! We got a poll going. You can get that. Like the idea of donuts with jelly beans or sprinkles sounds awful.
Yeah.
I love the color gradient on the.
That's not for
beans.
me. I don't think.
No. I know, right, NJ?
Okay. 6,000.
I'm gonna have to refund that one because I don't have my beans on the stream. So, Cam, could you refund that one? You can play it on this evening's stream or any of my other streams. Promise. Except maybe Monday stream because, you know, I'm usually busy talking to Joe.
Yeah. I need something circular to trace for the bottom of the thermometer. I think this will work.
Yeah, no, I don't have follow alerts. I mean, you do get, like, if you follow, there is a little +1 that comes up against my avatar just to acknowledge that you did that. But if I had alerts for all the followers, there are times when it gets incredibly spammy and it stops, like, the people who are, you know, donating and tipping from being recognized. So it's okay, we'll refund it. It's fine. Not forgetting the butt beans. They're not. They are. I did say them. Kidney beans. Mm-hmm. Kidney beans. What did the what's the poll coming out as? Donuts.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. I can do donuts.
Dang it! I did. I
mean, I don't think it's coming back from jelly beans at this point. You made your plan of dinosaur things is going. May just gives you dinosaur vibes. I've never done a dinosaur theme. I probably should. 66% for donuts. Cool. We shall do donuts. This is where I try and figure out how to draw a donut that looks semi-decent.
Well, I mean, it's 2 circles.
I mean, you say that like it's 2 circles, but yeah, it's kind of not. If you're doing it like this.
Oh.
Which is kind of 3D-ish.
So it's a few ovals then.
Yeah, sure, Joe. It's a few ovals.
Okay. It's a few ovals, Cleo. What could it cost? $10?
I mean...
Where's my rulers?
It's kind of like a... I like the idea of a $10 donut, because I'm sure those exist somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure they exist in Nashville. Like, oh my god. There's a place that sells cookie dough.
And that was a really aggressive... Oh, yeah, in Nashville.
Oh, there's a place we walk past that sells cookie dough. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting. I wonder what that is. Maybe we could bake some cookies with dough we buy there or something, right? And I, like, pull up their menu on the website, and it's like... Each jar of cookie dough is like $8 with a minimum order of 6 jars. It's like, oh, I'm like, oh no, sorry, Corinne, this is for rich people. This is minimum order $72 cookie dough store. Never mind. This is not for us.
No, this is not for people like us. People like us have poor people donuts. Which is actually true. That wasn't me being facetious. That's exactly what that is. So I mean, I've had expensive donuts before. I
can't figure out how I lost all my straight edges.
Yeah. Boston Airport coffee shop has donuts all the way to $20. Duck donuts. They don't get better just because they cost more. I mean, they don't, but things that cost more tend to have more work put into them. And in baked goods, that often is good.
In baked goods, it's also like, how much high fructose corn syrup do you want?
I mean, because I'm in the UK, we don't...
You really want none.
Yeah, we really don't have much of that. I don't want to say none, but I don't personally know of any that's used over here.
Okay, so I'm going to have to move all of these tiers up and over one. Because I've not planned this well. Okay.
That's fine. That little hole there doesn't belong there because the donut will go down on the other side. So that top part isn't necessary.
You put a little bit red at the
I
bottom
just
there.
need to, like, maybe put the donut sauce icing. It's a thing that exists.
NJ says the Penn Station Krispy Kreme costs $10. Krispy Kreme is not like a bespoke local bakery. That's basically upscale Dunkin' Donuts.
Shifty Pumpkin has tipped $20 for donut flavored jelly beans. I don't know if those exist, but since you've paid money for them, what I might do is I might go on Amazon and have a look, or on the internet and have a look. And if they do exist, we'll put them in as a card, because that'll be funny.
Shifty Pumpkins also just sent me $20 for jelly bean flavored markers. That's going to bring us up to 47 degrees angular. Thank you very much.
I also think that's going to be much more difficult to do.
Yeah.
I believe in you, Joe. You can do anything.
The thing is, there's actually a lot of scented markers. They're just not dry erase markers.
I mean, did he specify
no
dry erase?
No, Shifty Pumpkins did not say dry erase.
I don't actually know if Shifty is male or female and or non-binary. So I apologise for assuming. So they. Don't know why my brain did that.
Okay, so I need to move these.
Krispy Kreme makes donut flavoured jelly bellies. Oh. Fine, he, him. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciated. It's just you've been here for a while, and it's just sort of like my brain was just like, you don't know that about this person. Now what we're going to do is we're going to outline these donuts.
2
Not
billion,
donuts, sprinkles.
20 million. I was originally hoping that I would have room to write like what the actual rewards were at the different tiers on here because they're funny or interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But like just the amount of zeros on this is eating a lot of real estate.
Thank you, Mara, for the 10 Stream Roots packs. I do really appreciate that. Thank you. Jelly bean donuts are a double nope. Oh, this is the gluten. Yeah, jelly bean, gluten, yeah. That's backwards. Jelly Belly makes Krispy Kreme flavoured beans. I like to think of it the other way around. They've just said, you know what this world needs? Donut flavoured products.
I'm gonna have to take off my green thing here because I'm gonna get it on the marker. Or marker on it. Dang it.
I mean, that's
Switching hands.
You see, doing like, oh Jesus. Oh, Dormabelle gifted 5 subs to the community. Thank you so much. Good morning to you too. Well, I will see if I can find jelly bean beans now. Not jelly bean beans, donut flavoured jelly beans. Because people always ask me, can I give you a nice jelly bean? Instead of ones that make you suffer? And the answer always before has been, I quite like the sour ones.
The suffering is the point.
There's a Hertz donut shop nearby and I want to stop in and get something and it's all your fault. I mean, I'm not saying that I control you. What I am saying is that I was going to say I influence what you choose to do, and that's bad.
You need to go talk to Impulse. Impulse actually did a Dunkin' Donuts influencer stream.
Did he?
So, and I mean, like, so clearly, we should stop talking about this because you're just giving this away for free when this is probably worth thousands of dollars to somebody.
Possibly. Thank you for the giant Cleo. Amazing how funfair donut ones, especially with cinnamon sugar. just plain hot donuts with cinnamon sugar on is the best.
Badger says, I once got 30 pounds off a late-night taxi journey by giving the driver the rest of our drunken Krispy Kreme box. He was on a diet and desperate for junk food. Nice.
I mean, if you can get away with, like, you know, free taxi rides, or as close to free as it gets. I think that's an adequate donut. It's all right. Would you rather eat a jelly bean flavoured donut or a donut flavoured jelly bean? Donut flavoured jelly bean, easy. That sounds vile, Red. Some of the best drawn donut sauce I've ever seen. Thank you. I really tried. For a given value of tried.
Okay.
Cam has actually linked me to the Jelly Belly donut beans.
Oh, I forgot.
Okay, then. Guess we're doing this.
I forgot to mention at the $20 million level, we would also invest in an animatronic band for the live streaming studio setup. Because that would be...
Animatronic?
Yeah, like at Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza. Like...
Sorry, Mara, not on streams when I'm with hermits. That's the rules on that card. We'll refund that one. Okay, sorry, like, animatronics of what?
Like, well, the anim is animal, so it's like electronic animals that play music.
Yeah, I know, but, like, will you have a dog? Or...
Oh, well, that's part of what we'll be discussing on Friday. But yeah, I mean, I will, like, yeah, we'd have to kind of figure out thematically what's big at the time, you know, because like if we hit this goal this week, it'll be a big difference in which animals are in versus if we like don't manage to get this money together for a few years, you know, because like
that's silly. Of course, you're going to get 2 billion on. When was it? Friday?
Yeah, Friday. Because, I mean, of course, like, zebras are really big right now, but, like, then, for all we know, there might be, like, some...
Zebras have always been really big.
I know, but, like, for all we know, there might be some whole, like, incident.
Yeah, like giant zebras. You're
something,
right.
and then you're like, oh, gosh, we went all in on this.
You know
can we redo these as horses?
Look, can I just say, what I would like for you to do is, if you get this money, just as a little side project, buy a few zebras and breed them to make them small, like house zebra.
How? I feel like if that was actually possible, like, this is me actually thinking through this. If that was feasible IRL, then we would already see people doing that with ponies. Tiny horses exist, but they're not house tiny horses. So I feel like that's not a winning strategy, because there's a lot of people who work professionally as horse breeders, and they like making money. Like, that's one of the most defining things about horse breeders. It's like, you would think it would be love of animals, but it's love of money.
You can get tiny ponies that are used for disabilities. Okay, you can get disability service animal ponies, and they are small enough to exist in the house.
I have never heard this. Is that like an NHS thing? Maybe our insurance just isn't as good here.
It's just
I know it's hard to believe, but like
there are medical horses. Like, people back me up. Go look this up and back me up on this, because I know that there are, like, I have seen tiny horses in harnesses.
You've seen tiny horses in harnesses, like just like out like at the grocery and stuff?
Not at the grocery. It was mostly a festival. Literally just Googled it. It's a thing. Thank you.
Hmm. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
I'm sorry.
People are saying this is a thing.
I'm telling you it's a thing.
I mean, I guess maybe.
Miniature horses are a thing here. The service animal thing is legit in the US too. There are guide ponies for blind people who are allergic to dogs. There you go.
Yay.
USserviceanimals.com says it's a thing. I feel vindicated. Thank you, chat. I don't often feel vindicated.
I really want that. That's such a good URL. That would be such a fun website to like run, but like just have like all sorts of, just do all the animals, just like it's one of those things that like looks increasingly deranged the further you click through. Like it starts off with all the normal service animals, but then it's like sea related, and there's like service raccoons, service giraffes, and like
I am like
service
90%
blue
sure
whales.
that service raccoons probably exist.
Well, that's yeah. There's a way to do this. Hey, welcome, Vin Shoken. People are saying there's service dolphins.
You drawing a donut is not helping with me being hungry now. Look, if you are hungry, there is a way to solve that problem.
Badger says service possums are much more likely because they're much tamer. Yeah, service raccoons, I think, because people have tried to domesticate raccoons because they're cute, but like it seems like one of those things that like never goes well in the long term. It's like I thought it was my friend, and then it attacked a pal's baby, and it's just like, yeah.
Can I make donut holes too? Aren't those just circles?
Yeah. But
I can draw circles.
Isn't everything people draw just circles at like a certain point? Oh no, that's not so it's supposed to go that way. Okay. One second.
I'm gonna say no, not everything is a circle.
Okay. I might have broken the thing a little.
You alright?
Yeah. I'm just gonna need to tweak some stuff about all this gestures broadly. Wow. Why does that look so wrong?
I mean, usual answer to that is because it is.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Okay, I think I unbroke it.
You would definitely like to see it being unbroken.
Okay. That actually looks better than where I started. Yay. Okay.
I mean, result.
Yay.
And donuts have that line in the middle of them, don't they? Where it's like white line.
As of today's snapshot, you can re-dye wool.
No.
You can also use lava to turn wool invisible.
I mean, that I believe.
Okay.
Donuts. Oh, need to have like a little cooked bit in there.
Okay.
I actually just like the look of that kind of on its own. Okay.
I need to actually set it up so that your stream is showing up properly. Sorry. I got delayed trying to figure out all of my marker situation here.
You're good. Donut holes are just another word for munchkins. Don't know what a munchkin is. Little sprinkles. No, I think I'm good like that. I think that's good.
Okay.
Block Engineer has resubscribed for 26 months. Thank you very much. Okay. So I think it is... Oh, it's sticker time. Stick time. Stick time. Stick time. Stickers. Coffee-related stickers.
Okay.
Choo-choo!
Dang it, where's my
Got
thing?
ourselves a hype train. Thank you very much.
I can't tell if that was better or worse than usual. It felt
don't-
more authentic.
It sounded more breathless.
I was kind of in a hurry.
Fellow Evan and Caitlin Powell. Yeah, I just wish they would go back to making, like, not just weird stuff, but weird stuff with a purpose. You know? But I do like them. Block Engineer has resubscribed for 26 months. Thank you very much. C0 has resubscribed for 9 months. Oh, Twitch baby, thank you. Cannon Russia gifted a sub. Thank you very much. And Paleo's cheered biddies. Thank you. 200 biddies. Thank you. Yeah, practical stuff. It seems so wasteful. Yeah, I really like them as well. And it's just a case of... I'm not, you know, it's not like... I'm not going to tell you how to do your stuff. But, like... You used to make, like, cool stuff like catios and, like giant cat running. There was a lot of cat stuff. They have a good cat. But, yeah, it just seems... sad now. They do seem like lovely people. And I would like to support them a lot. But... You don't need a cool... You don't need to make a glowing axe that's useless, you know?
Oh. Okay, sorry, I got distracted trying to get the camera working.
That's
Glowing axe. Who made a glowing axe?
Oh, we're talking about do you know Evan and Caitlin? They're just YouTubers that make things.
Are they the ones that did that balloon kid? Is it the guy who looks like way too much like Tango?
No.
Then I don't know them. Never mind.
Okay. Well, they make they're people who make things. And thank you, Mara, for the 10 gift subs to the community. Oh Jesus. And Leslie for gifting a sub to Badger. It's appreciated. Arteria Red cheered 74 bits and then 14 bits. Thank you very much for both of those. It's appreciated. I don't like that, but it's done now. So fine, we'll stick with that. I don't even know. I think I need to get another journal for next time. I mean, I suppose June is month 6, so that makes sense. When Caitlin joined Hermitcraft, no. They are far too busy. And that's the only reason. Clumily cheered 200 biddies and Bakura cheered Cleo biddies. Thank you very much indeed. Okay. So... Brain? Anytime brain. No, it's not going for it. Brain's not deciding to go for it. Actually... You know what?
Am I missing a... I'm missing a step. Oh, gosh. Dang it.
There we go. I didn't like it, so I covered it up. That's how this works. And then we'll figure out how to put June on there. I mean, do I have, like...
I shouldn't have deleted the dollar signs.
Thank you, McLeslie, for the cow biddies.
Let me look at my tier list again. I think I did this wrong. Yeah. 200,000 was the animatronics.
better. That'll do. Are you there, brain? It's me, Cleo. Cow biddies. Thank you, McLesley. We appreciate that. Wicked Maker's also excellent, and the guy does look exactly like Tango. That's probably the one that Joe's thinking of.
Yeah, it is. No, I remember the first time I was watching, I walked in and it was on. I was like, oh, I didn't know what Mrs. Tango looked like. I just assumed it was Tango and his wife, like, doing something at a table. Because it's like, the guy looks just like I heard him talking. I'm like, that's weird, but maybe it's a different mic.
It's weird. It doesn't sound like Tango, but it's definitely Tango.
Like the slightly different eyebrows, but like slightly different. It's exactly the same like beard, and like they wear the same type of shirts. It's like yeah, those I don't know what the T is short for, but they both wear those T-shirts.
Right.
I'm not doing a good job at this.
That's okay, Joe. You'll get there eventually. Oh, Impulse is friendly with Evan and Caitlin. Interesting. Where did that sticker go?
Does Evan look like Impulse? Because it would be really funny if we had
He
like
really doesn't.
if we had a guy who looks like Tango and a guy who looks like Impulse meet up with Tango and Impulse.
No.
No?
No. Sad to say, no. It is a small YouTube indeed.
Oh, apparently the T in T-shirt stands for Tyrannosaurus, according to nitrogen monoxide.
Oh, yeah, no, I knew that.
Okay.
Obviously. Just that, and I don't know where it's gone. Just pretend. It's fine. It's uncanny how much he looks like Tango. Okay. You see, no more space for tabs, so therefore have to get new bullet journal. Actually, you do have to get new bullet journal. That's just how it is. Right. Let's look up June. How do the months of June look? Starts on a Thursday. So 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
Okay. I did
Okay.
it.
Hooray.
I got all of them down. Although 2 of those L's are too close together. I'm going to erase them and start over.
Of course you are. It's just what we do here.
Yep. Okay. These dollar signs do not look very convincingly like dollar signs in some cases. And it's it's really obvious how inconsistent they are when they're stacked directly on top of each other and look nothing alike. Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's not just like, wow, Joe sure stylized that. It's like, wow, Joe sure. I don't even know what this one is. I'm redoing this dollar sign too.
Joe sure did mess that up.
Yep.
You sent me a screenshot of it. I can decide.
Some truck outside
Doesn't
is
look
doing
like
some
Tango
crazy
to me.
beeping noise.
Oh, but the image that Badger sent looks like that. They look alike. I need a face front.
Yeah.
I needed a face front, but yeah, from the front, yes. From the side, no.
Yeah, but most of their videos is them looking directly into the camera is the thing, you know.
Oh no, 100%.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
You all saw me draw that line, right? Nope, I still needed that up. You're supposed to be watching now. I'm not going to blame you if you don't watch. I'm just going to cry. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, that is how it goes.
If you hear me sobbing because you can't be bothered to watch, I mean, really, that's on you. Okay. So, first, second, third, 8th, 9th, 10th, 15th. Okay, so one more full row. And then Thursday and Friday.
Badger says the difference between Joe and Cleo's streams is that Joe is like, I'm going to make this stream really visually obnoxious so you can treat it like a podcast. Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning. How, like, somebody on Tumblr will do, like, this thread where they're, like, live tumbling one of my streams, and they're, like, increasingly, like, freaking out. Like, I cannot comprehend what is going on, and everybody here is just acting like this is completely normal. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, because everybody else there is busy sewing or like folding laundry or cooking, like all the stuff that like I do when I'm listening to streams. Like,
okay, so what you've decided to make is a podcast.
kind of. Well, that's one of the reasons I don't do like the jump scares or sound effects and stuff too, because like, I find like when I'm trying to work, if somebody else's stream all of a sudden has like a really loud disruptive noise, it jostles me out of my my routine.
It's okay, you can make a podcast if you like. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've put the line. No, I've put the line in the right place. Hang on.
Yeah. D-Ray says, what's up with that money thermometer? Oh, that's for our Friday Zelda stream. These are going to be the Tears of the Kingdom. Maybe we'll name our TV channel The Hills Kingdom. I don't know. We'll workshop that. But okay, so now that that's done, we can remove that board. I love these dry erase puzzle pieces. I got these for doing like D&D tabletop type stuff.
Then we should be good. Ooh. Yeah, I think I've got... For once, I think I've got this adequately mapped out, you know. Shockingly.
Yay. Okay. So I'm trying to think of other stuff that we might want to keep track of during the stream that would be amusing to, like, for example, tally. Like something like deaths is okay.
Pot's broken.
Hearts broke. Oh, pot's broken.
Pot.
I thought you said hot's broken. Like, yeah, I'm just going around breaking hots over here.
Oh, we all know that's not true.
I'm such a hottie.
We definitely know that's not true either.
Thanks, Cleo. It's like, as
Look,
soon as Gem leaves, all the temperature-related compliments just dry up. Deaths.
I can't make the joke I want, Joe. That's not fair. You can't set me up and then I can't do that joke.
Deaths.
Fuck. Sorry.
Okay. I think I should write down something like what's another word for pots that I could use? So I like
Jars.
Yeah. Oh well, jars are what you put fairies in. They have
phallic trees. I can't pronounce it.
Well, those have like a specific context in the Jewish faith.
Okay.
I don't want to go. Yeah. Okay, so I might do something like jugs smashed or something. And then Quinn will be like, why didn't you write pots smashed? And I need to have a funny answer, but I've got 2 days to workshop this.
Badger, you're supposed to. Thank you, Sachet, for the 16-month resub. Okay.
I have accidentally clicked over to the Feels channel in my Discord, away from the live event chat. I'm like, wow, things took a turn. Whoops. Wrong channel.
People feeling dramatic. Okay.
What, like, I feel like, yeah. There's probably something like dungeons completed or something, but like I guess we'll kind of figure out. Part of the fun of dry erase is we can add things as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! Hold on, I gotta go back to the other chair.
Why? What are you doing, Joe? What's happening?
Oh, I'm just banning somebody really quick. I just looked at that and was like, yeah, that's nope. Okay.
Oh?
Next problem. Okay. So, yeah. I wonder, are they going to have shrines again in the new Zelda game? Do people know? Sorry, Cleo, you're not really into Zelda. What's something you're really into that we can talk about? Are there any games coming out soon that you're excited about? Because I might be excited about some, too. That overlap.
Nothing in my wheelhouse is expected to come out for years. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
it's fine.
Because I've been playing like an indie game that's kind of in early access. That's a single player. It's kind of a loosely roguelike Peggle clone. Called Peglin, where you're a goblin that throws rocks at pegs. Right now it only has like the basic goblin, but they're adding like a bunch of new classes and stuff. It's been in development for a few years, but that's kind of one of those things that like I'll play while I'm like editing. Just because it's like, oh, good, I get to sit through reviewing 8 hours of footage. I need something to keep me from wandering off.
don't know how you end up with 8 hours of footage, to be honest.
Well, I stream a lot, and I record a lot of segments during my streams, and I'm like, oh, maybe this will go in an episode. And then I kind of look at all the
But
footage.
surely you just record the segment, not the stream part.
Yeah, no. But like, let's say though that it's like I'm hanging out at my base, and I start recording like, hey, okay, let's do this, blah blah blah, and then Jevin and Cub show up, and they're like, hey Joe, we're going to go do this, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then I end up recording like 73 minutes of the three of us hanging out, and I'm like, some of that is usable, but some of it's not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, so when I'm trying to record my own stuff solo, it usually ends up being pretty tight. Like, okay, this is 7 minutes here, 5 minutes there. But like when it's like Scar wants to do something. Well, let's keep the camera rolling because who knows whose horse he's gonna kill next, you know.
I get it.
So
I guess like, I sort of already know the bits that I want to put in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, out of those segments, so I skip forward to the bit that I definitely know I want, and then just go from there.
My problem is I don't always remember where the best jokes are. I usually remember where the good plot points are for the episode, because that's, like, part of my, like, map of what the episode is. But,
yeah,
like, for example, there was a part where I was doing some like basic resource gathering in my latest episode, and I decided to keep it in because I'm like, wow, we're cutting through this like a hot guy through butter, which is the name of B-Dubs' newest horse. Sorry, B-Dubs. And I was like, well, that has to stay in. And that was the joke that people were like, out of a 35-minute episode, that's the one that they're like, I spit out my coffee on this and taking the time to write the comment. Like, but that wouldn't necessarily have been in the critical path for the episode.
You see, my critical path is always, like, how do I put it? Like, I don't necessarily think about the story, I think about the jokes as the most important part, so, I don't know.
I guess
weird.
Well, the thing is with my style of humor and my working memory, a lot of my jokes are throwaway jokes, and I don't know where I've discarded them until I look through the footage. So like that ends up being a major.
It's more a memory issue than it is a joke issue, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think
okay.
so.
That makes sense. That makes more sense because if I'm funny, I tend to remember that I've been funny, or if somebody else has made me laugh.
Oh, okay, so the difference is you're pleased with yourself sometimes, and you remember that, and I'm just not, and don't.
I mean, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I feel like I'm learning a lot here. This is a lot.
Like, if I'm fun, if I, like, or maybe it's that I'm so rarely funny that when it happens, I remember it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that could be it.
Now we found a self-deprecating way to say it. Okay. Okay. I should probably do some basic research about this game. On Nintendo.com. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like it takes...
Zelda?
Yeah. Let's click the
All I know
reduced
about
motion.
this at the moment is they're very mad at Kotaku.
I don't know who they or Kotaku is.
Oh, they are a gaming thing. But Nintendo blacklisted them. So they just went, okay, that means we're not bound by your NDA. So we're publishing leaks.
Yeah,
which I think is,
that's
fair.
Fun. Why, they should have been publishing leaks instead of getting early codes anyway if they're journalists.
Yeah,
that's the higher priority, in my opinion. But I don't know. I'm not in charge of
But there are a lot of people that are very annoyed at them for publishing leaks.
Well, then don't read their
including Nintendo,
news.
which is why they got banned in the first place.
Okay. So it takes place in Hyrule, floating in the sky.
Well, that was shocking.
Well, no, like Link's Awakening doesn't take place in Hyrule.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Majora's Mask apparently does not take place in Hyrule either. Really? I'm dubious. It takes place in Termina. Okay. But, like, I feel like if the moon hits Termina, it blows up Hyrule as well at that point. I have very limited moon explosion experience, but I feel like there's... Okay.
Do you, Joe?
Yeah.
I feel I have extensive moon explosion experience.
Okay, so we need to visit mysterious floating islands that have appeared in the sky above Hyrule. It's there that Link will gain new abilities before his returning to the surface.
New abilities or the same abilities that he's always had?
Well, one of the abilities in this is crafting, except with basically they're like one of the new powers in this game is magical bonding ability. And I don't know if you've ever seen the Red-Green show Zombie Cleo, but
No.
basically it looks like his bonding ability is how the Red-Green show uses duct tape, where they're like, have you ever wanted to have do you want to have a car that's really wide but you can't afford it? Well, what if we just duct tape 2 Honda Civics together? You know? Like, what if we attach this lawnmower to a barbecue? It's basically Link's main new ability. What do they call it? The Ultra Hand to fuse objects. Yeah. So, yeah, but this is basically the Red-Green Show Zelda edition, as a Mad Hatter puts it.
The power of duct tape.
Kaname's Kokobai says, I cannot imagine what duct taping 2 Honda Civics together would look like, but that sounds like it would be hilarious. Yeah, because what they had to do was not only to duct tape the 2 bodies of the cars together, but also, like, they had to duct tape, like, a stick to the steering wheels and to the shift, because they were manual transmission, not automatic. So that so you could turn and shift gears in both cars. And I think they did something similar with the gas pedal. No, I think they put one of them in neutral. For the in terms of power, yeah. So one of them's in neutral, but so maybe they didn't have to link the transmissions, but they definitely had to link the steering.
I mean, that wouldn't make sense because otherwise one car would go off.
Yeah. Anachronistic Cat says one time he cut a car in half by duct taping chisels to a garage door. Yeah, I mean, you might think like, oh man, I see these cool things they have at junkyards to like slice cars in half. I want one of those. Well, if you got a garage door and some chisels, here you go.
Episode of Hermitcraft where a spontaneous Star Wars convention broke out and Cleo was just left there waiting. Gave me the permanent option for filling in Cleo silences at time like this. Yeah, I know. I get you. Anyway, you were saying, Joe?
Oh, I don't know. My brain's just all over the place. I'm just getting excited about Zelda. Sorry, Cleo.
That's okay.
Oh no, I accidentally closed the wrong window. Bye, YouTube chat. Y'all behave while I reopen that.
I mean, you're telling a YouTube chat to behave?
I
Have you
know, I
seen
know.
comment
That
sections?
was a bad idea. Bad idea. I guess I could... Oh, you know what? Forces Tried would probably be a good one to put on there.
Huh?
Well, so there's this thing in Zelda called the Triforce.
Uh-huh.
And so having a counter for Forces Tried is amusing to me. Because it's
Oh, okay.
It's short for
Yeah, no, that makes
triple
sense.
rather than attempt. But I'm...
You're Joe Hills.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can be Joe Hills. I sort of think you don't need my permission for that, and you would do it anyway.
I
just
would do it
me.
anyway. I would do it despite your permission. Devonian Dream says, I actually went to a taping of the Red Green Show once. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Like, the Red Green Show was, like, one step up from community access television. It was basically the sort of dumb stuff that, like, filled up YouTube years later, but, like, slightly earlier and in Canada. Like, where they're just, like, you know, because there's all these, like, engineering YouTube channels where it's like, could we make this and could we combine this and this? And it's like, these guys are just like, we're going to combine this and this. There's no clickbait because it's television.
I mean, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, this lawnmower is getting a barbecue grill. It's hard to keep an eye on the grill when you're mowing the lawn. You don't want to miss the you know, the time to flip over your steak, you know, and then there'd be, you know, it would cut to them trying to use the thing at the end and it's like blowing grass in their faces as they're flipping over the steak, which is now just covered in bits. You know, none of the stuff was ever a good idea. But like I
mean, nothing ever is.
It technically functioned. It was a very amusing show. Like, I would love to do more visual engineering gags. Like, that's back to the if we hit 2 million on our stream, we're going to buy a duplex with a garage and set up a studio in the garage. And not have to worry about paying rent every month.
Yeah.
Probably not going to hit that, but, you know, it's good to have aspirations.
I mean, you know, someone's got to do it. Why not you?
I know, right? Okay. Why are we getting pinged on the Hermitcraft collab thing?
Oh, it might be about the meeting.
Yeah, the thing tomorrow.
You coming?
Well, so the problem is, I'm gonna have to disappear for 20 minutes in the middle of it.
I mean, I think if we get enough people, that's not like.
Okay.
Speak to impulse. Don't make any rash decisions.
Okay. Impulse. I'm gonna have to duck out for a bit in the middle to get my kid, but Cleo suggested I should
ask
join.
if it would be okay.
Anyway, I should ask you if it's okay for me to join anyway.
I mean, like, what is 20 minutes? 1 game? 2 games?
Yeah, it's just like if it's like the game is running awkwardly long for some reason, and I'm just like,
you just dip out.
Yeah, just dip out, and then
you just go boot me.
Okay. gonna Google this.
YouTube definitely needs better handling on the... Honestly, like... Yes. Yeah, Cam can delete comments, not ban them. I have to go and look at personally at the horrible comments just to ban them myself personally. Because YouTube is useful like that. When you ask why doesn't this person moderate their comments more? Mental health. Mental health. There are some very nasty people on the internet. Why did that comment get left behind? Because people can be mean.
Yeah, I go out of my way to read the comments because I don't want people scamming people.
Oh yeah, I'm the same. I only expect comment moderation on the latest video. I mean, honestly, like, I do get all my comments through my phone, like all in one place. So I can usually moderate somewhat my older videos. But yeah, sometimes things get missed. YouTube needs better tools. Pretty aggressive about reporting bot and spam accounts. Not everybody is though. I mean, I catch most of them before they get in. They become a real problem. But sometimes I'm in bed, and it has to wait until morning, and then I get angry people saying, "I thought you said I had a prize." And then a person who was in the process of being scammed, I had to get involved. I've downloaded teletext, not teletext, whatever it is. And your link is not working. You're being scammed, darling. But Cleo said. Better tools and less fools. Yeah, I understand.
Lemony says, can you fish in the new Legend of Zelda games? I'm not sure. I was just looking. Apparently there are shrines and dungeons, so I'm going to put...
There is only one good fishing minigame in any game I've ever seen.
Stardew Valley.
So I hope... No, I was thinking of Dredge.
Well, that's not a minigame. That's, like, the game, isn't it?
The fishing itself is the minigame.
Oh.
And the game is not about really fishing, it's about exploring.
Oh. Okay. Forces tried, shrines complete, dungeons mastered. Okay. Yeah. So I've heard you talking about this Obra Dinn game, and I saw some reviews for it recently. I'm thinking of picking that up on the next Steam sale to play.
You need to,
offline.
like, if you're planning on streaming it, yeah,
I was
play
gonna
offline,
say,
definitely.
because it sounds like one of the things I saw in the review is the biggest problem with this game is I can't play it a second time because there's no randomization to anything. Once you've beat it, you beat it.
It's...
So I wouldn't want to ruin it for people.
Honestly, the Obra Dinn is the best puzzle game I've ever played. Like, it's proper investigative stuff. You definitely can't play it twice.
Yeah.
Unless you've forgotten most of everything, which I have at this point.
Yeah, I
So
might be able
I'm
to get there at
considering
some
playing
point.
it again.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had streamed it, though. I was wondering if you had any feedback on, like, what worked or didn't work there. Like, am I wrong to not stream it? Because it sounds like I'm not. You said not to.
No. Like, the problem with the thing is because of the stylization of the animation. What I would suggest you do is if you stream at 60 FPS, definitely drop it down to 30 FPS to get a clearer stream.
Interesting.
Because of the fact that it's purely black and white. And
you get compression artifacts and stuff.
It gets really heavy. It's all about the bitrate, yeah. It's really heavy on that sort of thing because it is just black and white and you get lots of tearing and that. So but also I would say if you want to stream it, because people will watch the first half and go, excuse me, I'm gonna go and buy this and play it and then I'll come back and watch your video. Encoders don't like that art style. It's 60 FPS usually makes all my streams are 30 FPS, all of them, because nobody really notices 60 FPS anyway, and my streams are so clear compared to other people who are streaming at the same bitrate on 60 FPS. So, and I would rather have...
Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say, for me though, I stream at the same... I run the same encoder for streaming as recording, and since I want my YouTube videos to be at 60, I've got to have Twitch at 60, I think. Is that how that works?
I mean, you're a special case, so...
I'm very special, thank you.
I'm not going to tell him about the shoes. That's something you work out on your own.
Yeah, I'll figure that out.
Will you? Because it took me hours.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, like... The Obra Dinn is a lot of fun, and it is, like I say, it's like it is in my top 5 games, I think, of all time. So, but I think you like, if I had my time over again, I would have played it on my own. I think, so I didn't have people trying shouting at me.
Yeah, that's the other reason to not do something like that. Yeah, because like I really liked playing The Witness by myself, but the problem I ran into was like I just don't have enough time usually to play games like that. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out, like, before my kid leaves to go hang out with the other side of the family for the summer, what's some stuff I can put in the queue for, like, when I have extra time.
Yeah. Obra Dinn, definitely, like I say. Okay. I think it's definitely in my top 5 games of all time, despite the fact that I forgot about it until you brought it up. It's like a little sleeper hit, and I want more games like that, but I don't think I'm ever going to get that again.
Well, it's done by Lucas Pope, the Papers, Please guy. Did you play that yet?
Yeah, I've played Papers, Please.
I was really impressed with it.
Yeah. Where does Fallout stand with you? Which Fallout?
Fallout Boy.
Fallout Boy, not a fan.
Sugar, we're going down swinging.
It is green. The camera's a little bit off. It's matcha coloured. New Vegas is number 1 on my list. Number 2 is Dungeon Keeper 2. Really enjoyed Dungeon Keeper 2. And number 3 is probably Obra Dinn. Thinking about it. And then we get into Bioshocks and more Fallouts. It's matcha coloured. I promise you, it's matcha coloured. Skyrim is not one of my favourites. In fact, Skyrim is one of my least favourite games of all time.
Golden Lagscast says, doesn't OBS let you have a record setting and a streaming setting to allow you to stream and record? Technically, yes, but if you're running 2 separate encoders, you're taking a bigger performance hit. Sometimes it's better to just try to squeeze the most out of one. Like, that would be fine if I was really turning down the stream encoder to just be terrible, but I don't want to do that to my viewers on the stream.
Where does Mass Effect end up on the list? Probably top 50 somewhere in there.
So I thought you were originally asked, like, what's your favorite Fallout games, but it sounds like you're just, like, listing your favorite games in general at this point.
Yeah. So, like, my top favorite games. They asked me. I mentioned my top games. In general.
Mm-hmm.
So it's New Vegas, Dungeon Keeper 2, Obra Dinn, Bioshock, and number 5 is probably Fallout 2.
Yeah, I maybe should make a, like, favorite games of all time blog post or something.
I mean, it could be interesting.
Yeah, where's my phone so I can start typing up things that would go on my list? There's not a lot of overlap, really, or any overlap, unless, like, when I start listing things, you're like, oh, that one goes on there. Like, for example, Quake for me.
Hated Quake.
Hated Quake. Okay. Dwarf Fortress.
Oh, that's in the top 50, definitely.
NetHack.
Not played it.
Let's see, other games that I really liked. Like, I really liked Homeworld when it first came out, and I bought the remastered collection, but after I bought it, like, I got busy with my kid, and I didn't get, or I was gonna try and prioritize it, but then I saw a review that was like, they removed this thing, they streamlined this thing from the original game, and I'm like, well, that was half the point of it. So I'm like, I'll just wait. I'm sure they're gonna patch that back in, and I'll play it once they patch it back in. And I'm sure they have by now, just because it's been, like, now 6 years or something stupid, like, that I haven't gotten back to it. But,
yeah.
But yeah, so the original Homeworld, playing Homeworld Remastered on stream might be a good choice. Have you ever played this?
No, never.
It's like a space real-time strategy game, like in actual full 3D. And you can have, like, your ships fly in different formations and stuff, and it's pretty cool. Have you ever played Kingdom?
Nope.
The latest one is Two Crowns. That's one I played a lot of with my kid. Ooh, Night in the Woods. Have you played that? That's a really good one. That one you could stream.
No.
Oh. It takes place.
Percent in there.
It takes place in, like, small town Pennsylvania, like a dried up mining town. And, like, my grandfather's family, when they came over from Poland, they were miners in a town like this in Pennsylvania for a few generations before he moved back east. So, like, because
I love Night in the Woods. Okay.
It's really cool. It's full of, like, mini games, but it's like a small studio thing created by this guy Scott Benson. It's got really a strong sense of, like, authorship in the same way that, like, Papers, Please, like, you can tell where, like, the same guy came up with the game and the aesthetic and, like, has a vision, you know.
Okay. Just looked up, didn't looks awesome. Thanks. Honestly, like I say, there are a few games that I recommend just out of hand. Like Opera Dinn is hard, like brain hard.
Yeah.
You have to really, really think about it if you're gonna play it. And I don't know, it just fit my brain really well.
Mm-hmm.
There you know, like there are some puzzle games that I mean, I'm quite good at puzzle games anyway, but this one was just sort of like, there are clues. Give me the clues. I need all the clues. And when you go back to a memory and then you find a clue that you need in the future, it's just like just the best feeling. So yeah, Opera Dinn is like definitely one if you want satisfaction about getting something right.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm looking at other stuff on here, and I'm like pretty sure you've never played Defense Grid: The Awakening.
Nope.
That's like a what do you call the games where like the monsters come by and you shoot at them? Tower defense game.
Tower defense games. Yeah, I'm not a fan of tower defense at all.
You a fan of platformers? Have you played Spelunky?
I do not like platformers. No.
Yeah.
I'm very narrative story, you know, authorial voice kind of style games.
Wait, did they fix Zuma? I bought Zuma years ago and it stopped working at some point, and they were like, "We're not gonna patch this," but like, it's still in my
Have
Steam
fun, I
thing.
guess.
Yeah, I know. People are talking about it. Maybe it works again. Oh, nope. Here's a bunch of things. Can't open with Windows 11. Can't open with Windows whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it looks like there is some sort of workarounds here that people are using to open it on modern Windows.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Jump King Street. I don't... I'm assuming from what the title is, that's a platformer. I cannot stand platformers in any shape. I mean, I feel like I got worn out on them, like with Mario and Sonic days. And as soon as I got my first Final Fantasy game, I was kind of like, yeah, no, I'm done with that stuff now.
Yeah.
So...
I've got Final Fantasy
I played
8
Little Nightmares
on Steam, and I never actually streamed it, I don't think.
It's a getting over it style platform. Yeah, nah. Have I tried the room games? No, but they are on my list of things.
Have you played FTL Faster Than Light? I remember Cilantro Gamer was streaming that a ton back in the day. That's what got me into it.
I have watched streams of that, and it's not my thing.
Yeah, the thing about it is it's basically, like, the actual gameplay throughout the game has nothing to do with how the final boss fight goes down. And so, as a result, like, you can play this game for, like, 2 hours and then get to the final boss and just instantly lose. It's like the slowest slot machine in the world. And what was frustrating... So, like, part of the skill of the game was, like, oh, man, it's a roguelike. I'm going to see how far I can get each time. And I was like... I got to a point where it's like I can consistently get to the final boss battle, and then when I say instantly lose to the final boss, what would actually happen is I would not be spec'd strongly enough to kill the final boss, and the final boss could not quickly kill me. So I'd spend 2 hours getting to the final boss, and then I could spend 2 hours slowly trying to whittle away at the final boss while the final boss whittles away at me, and then I lose. And then I was just like, this is not fun anymore. Once I could consistently get there and consistently just be like, it's just not feasible, I don't know, to really, like, the game is not well designed at that stage.
Yeah. Miss Fruitcake and Polar Void both resubscribed for 4 months. Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. Yeah, no, I'm very, I was going to say picky. I'm not very picky about my computer games. There are just genres that I don't like. And there's really nothing that can be said to redeem them in my eyes, you know? So, yeah. some things are just not fun for me. Anything where I have to turn on a knife edge just makes me want to scream. So
Did you
yeah,
get into Left 4 Dead at all?
I've played a few games of Left 4 Dead, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing we would play with 4 people in my apartment, like yelling across the room at each other, and it worked really well in that way. But once we moved and lived in separate places, we kind of stopped playing it as much.
Like I say, like I'm not big on playing with randos. You know, like any game where you go, you're being teamed up with 100 other people, go and survive. That bores the hell out of me, because like I don't feel like if I'm getting you know what my PvP skills are like. If I'm being nuked by Johnny No Mates over on the other side.
Johnny No Mates.
I mean, he could be Billy No Mates. I'm not judging his name.
Very British name. It's actually Spanish. It's No Mates.
I just don't like playing games with like most like with lots and lots of people. If it's like people I know really well, or you know, like, but even then I would really rather just sit with the game and absorb it myself, you know. And I mean, that's obviously not streaming, because I like chatting to people whilst I do games. And, you know, I like hanging out with my friends whilst I do games, but I don't like, if I'm trying to experience a game, having someone else there going, we're going to do this now. We're going to do this now. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do this thing. Oh, I've done that bit of the game. We don't have to go back there. And I don't get to experience the movement through the game in my own pace. And that bothers me. So specific games I like to play with people, but most games I would rather experience on my own.
Yeah, I'm trying to find, like, I find the best games for me to fit into my schedule are stuff I can play while I'm reviewing footage. Like, that's why Peglin works so well for me. Because it's like, I either need something I can play on stream, because, like, as you said, not every game fits into that.
No.
Or games that, well, I guess technically games that my kid wants to play with me too. Like, we played a lot of Stardew Valley together. We played Mario Odyssey together. We played Breath of the Wild together. You know, so like stuff like that. But yeah, if my kid isn't interested in it, when am I gonna have time?
This is coffee. This is matcha. Just in case you're wondering, Nikki. No, but it's sort of like. I don't know how to describe it. It's not that I don't want to play games with my friends. It's just that a lot of them experience games differently than I do, you know? And they run ahead and experience all the stuff, and I'm just like here, just like going through every nook and cranny, like experiencing the story, you know. It's hard to appreciate the game when you have others around. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're trying to be respectful of your time. If you don't play in the same way, it's hard. And I'm very much in that if I'm playing a game, I want to experience a game. So. Yeah, looting the bodies. Look, just because we don't do that in D&D, you can't blame us for that.
Oh man, our Pathfinder Dungeon Master has the patience of a saint. Like, he keeps trying to give us stuff. But like, we're not really motivated by like...
Yeah, my party's not motivated by stuff either. We always like... There's this... Like, you actually, like, as a GM, when I'm GMing them, you have to say, there's a brilliant looking sword this guy is holding. Ooh, it glitters. And that's the only way you get them to say, oh yeah, he had that sword, didn't he?
Yeah, like at one point, so we this bounty hunter guy was attacking us, and we you know, got him to surrender, and he's just like, you know, if you let me go, I'll give you these cool magical items I was carrying for no reason. And we're just kind of like, I mean, I feel like at the point where we already decided to let him live, like it feels like unethical to like be like, give we like a tip to, but like, you know, and then Dungeon Master's like, okay, it's I forget, it's like a shadow signet ring. When you cast a spell with an attack roll, instead of rolling against the enemy's DC, you can force a reflex or fortitude save. And there's only two people in the party that cast spells, me
Mm-hmm.
and like a paladin, which Pathfinder has a different name for, but he's basically a like a paladin. And I'm like, well, all of my spells already attack saves except for like one of my cantrips, which I mean I do
Mm-hmm.
use way too often because I constantly burn all my spell slots on dumb stuff. But realistically, it seems dumb to like, you know, I've got a spell called Favorable Review, where if someone sees us do
Mm-hmm.
something for 30 days, if they're asked what they thought about it, they have to say something nice. It's like a 5th level spell. Uh,
You see, I'm only just learning Pathfinder because we're like my campaign that I'm running is D&D,
yeah,
and we're learning Pathfinder with my other friend who's GMing alternate weeks,
yeah.
and I'm really enjoying Pathfinder. Like I only played like one session of it, and it was only a micro session, but it was just sort of like the combat feels weighty, you know?
Oh, yeah, I like the action system in combat a lot more.
Mm,
At this point, I'm only running Pathfinder for my Discord people. I've dropped
mm.
D&D entirely because the Pathfinder
Yeah.
bounties. I think I told you about
Hmm.
these, Cleo. They're supposed to take 1 to 2 hours to run. They're one shots for first level characters, so people can learn the
Yeah.
game. That actually take 1 to 2 hours to run. Whereas
No.
every time I tried to run a D&D one shot, they'd say this is a 5 hour one shot, and I'd be like, y'all, I'm gonna try and cut some stuff out to get this down to 3, but realistically, it'll still take 6. Like
I mean, yeah. I'm
those
at the point
D&D one
of
shots are too long.
uh D&D, like the whole system, like they don't play test enough, I think is their problem.
Yeah.
They just write things and go, they'll just take it up. What are they going to do? We're D&D.
Yeah.
But I think if I like Pathfinder a lot, and I think if my sorry pushed if I keep on liking Pathfinder a lot, I might just convert my other campaign into Pathfinder.
Let me
You
send
know?
let me send you a link to this Pathfinder bounties thing real quick,
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, these adventures, they've got like oh, that's the Pathfinder wiki. Where's the actual website here? The
You've watched too many Pathfinder videos and spent too much money on books. Look, you know what? If you've bought the books anyway, I might as well change to Pathfinder, right?
yeah. So these Pathfinder bounty adventures are like
Mm-hmm.
$5 for the PDF or whatever, but
Right.
there's 21 of them, so that way I can run a different game for like my Discord when Corinne's away. Like I don't really do them while she's
Mm-hmm.
here, but like when she's gone, I have a lot more free time, and I'm like, okay, I want to practice my dungeon mastering skills. Let me look
Yeah.
through these bounties, see which ones, and there's kind of different
Mm-hmm.
thematic things like, oh, this one's about like got a fishing setting, or this one's got a mine, or
Yeah.
this one's more Halloweeny, or this one's a Christmassy one. So you pick one and you say, okay, I'm gonna run this. It's 2 hours on this day at this time. If you can't make it, that's fine. I'm gonna run a different one. It's 2 hours on a different day at a different time.
Mm.
And yeah, they're. But like the nice thing about the bounties too is like they're designed for level 1 characters to just explore the fundamental mechanics of the game in an
Mm-hmm.
interesting setting. So like if people are like, I don't know how this works, it's like, well, good. They play tested assuming you wouldn't, and so it's not going to affect the runtime of the game.
Yeah.
We had somebody show up who didn't have their character sheet done. They thought they had their character sheet done, but boy did they not. And
Well, like
even with
honestly, like you can't blame them for that because I recently made a Pathfinder character for the first time. It's very difficult
yeah.
the first time.
Well,
But
my point is though that even with us like helping this person fill out the second half of their character sheet on the fly, we still got
Mhm.
done in less than 2 hours. Which
Yeah.
when you've got like 5 people from all over the world in different time zones calling
Yeah.
in is huge.
Yeah. somebody said something about mechanics heavy. Beside the point. I heard Pathfinder was more mechanics heavy than D&D. I think that's true. However, the mechanics work better than the D&D mechanics.
Well, much like D&D, the dungeon master can choose which mechanics to just say we're not gonna roll for that. This makes enough
encumbrance, for example. It's just like we're just gonna get rid of encumbrance. It's not great.
Yeah, I mean, I actually did
check on your ammo. Ugh.
Yeah, I actually did take a feat called Hefty Hauler because my wizard was a laborer at the wizard school when he was stealing the knowledge to become a wizard. And so even though he's got a relatively low strength, he can, because of this Hefty Hauler feat, carry just a lot of stuff. So,
yeah,
it's like, oh, we might need to take this corpse back, have the wizard drag it.
Yeah. Well, for me, like, the thing that I liked about Pathfinder was, one, I was playing a sorcerer, which I like. I don't often play magic casters because when combat starts, you take 6 hours before your turn comes around. But not only did I get, because it was intelligence-based initiative, not only did I get the first attack, I was able to use all my other spells in different ways, and it was just like, it was really nice, Yeah. And playing a sorcerer, I don't expect, like, it was the litmus test, really, is like, how good is this system? And I felt like I was contributing, which is a sorcerer. It's just like, I guess I cast Fireball. But no, not only did I not get to, I don't have Fireball yet, but not only did I get to cast Harm, but because I'd positioned myself correctly, I was able to, have a cone of, like, attack of 3 people, etc. So, it's more logical, I feel. So.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I like about it is, like, I'm also playing as a magical user, as a wizard. But, like, yeah, a lot of the spells are just, like, stupidly specific stuff, like that favorable review one. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get the most bonkers stuff that makes sense to me at the time. It's fun. Abby M says, is there a sci-fi version of this style of game?
Yes.
Yeah, it's called, Starfinder.
Yeah.
So.
What class do I prefer? I tend to play barbarians in D&D. But I like stylistically, I think I usually like to play casters. But I don't do that in D&D because you just get punished.
Yeah, I will say I enjoy playing a sorcerer a lot because you don't have to be good at magic. Or like as a wizard, you ostensibly had to study. And as, like, a warlock, you have to, like, make a deal or something. But with a sorcerer, you're just like, I don't know, man. I just do some magic. Here's fire.
I'm just magical.
Yeah, it's just like, what do you want? Some ice? Okay. Like, there's
with D&D, wizards are like, I'm just going to sit here with my book and I'm just going to endlessly go through. It's like, it's on the next page and then I have to sit there for the night and learn the spells I'm going to use. And it's just sort of like, oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, this is my first time ever playing a preparation-based caster, like a wizard. And one of the reasons I decided to do that with Pathfinder was because I was like, I want to pick a class I've never played in D&D so I don't get confused. Like, oh, is this how being a barbarian works? Or is this how, whatever, it's like something, you wouldn't want to necessarily jump from playing a D&D barbarian to a Pathfinder barbarian if you're trying to, like, experience the system broadly. I don't know.
Yeah. For me, it was a case of, I want to play a magic user. I don't want the extra faff that comes with pacts and learning from books.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, stuff with most magic users that's kind of, like, plot heavy, where it's like, okay, so me and my warlock patron now have to have a scene together because they want something
Yeah.
from me. Whereas it's like, I'm a sorcerer. Hey, your mom called. Oh, I'm not going to answer that. Like,
For my sorcerer currently is it demonic? Diabolic. She's a diabolic sorcerer background. But she can cast like celestial spells because they're part of the same celestial kind of group.
that's
So
what
she's got like heals, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I have a sorcerer that can heal people.
So
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I was a divine soul sorcerer in D&D for the same reason. Because if people asked, I could just be like, yeah, I don't know, I'm some kind of cleric. Well, what kind of cleric? I don't know, probably a good one. Like,
Yeah.
you know, why would you tell people like if people ask if I'm a wizard in my Pathfinder game, I say no. Yeah, because then they're gonna want stuff from you. Like,
Yeah.
like he still looks like a janitor basically, because that's his thing.
Yeah, like Push just reminded me of what happened this weekend with my D&D. Like my one of my characters, they had a they got a level of warlock, and I ended up choosing their patron. And basically it was just sort of like, I want you to feed me people. And then they decided to tell this to the entire group, and the entire group was like, you want to murder people? And then they ran, and they had to roll a new character because the entire group turned on them. And it was just sort of like, I mean, we discussed that was an option beforehand, that might happen, and they were just like, yeah, we'll do it. It's fine.
Did the DM say that this was what the patron wanted, or did the player decide?
No, this was me. I was the DM.
Okay. Okay.
Jerry doesn't approve.
I mean, it's... Well, how far into this game was this person with this character?
They were level 4.
Yeah, and now they're really gonna
the player themselves had already said that they might want to consider changing characters.
Okay.
But it was a case of, well, this is how it goes.
Yeah, boy.
But it was just sort of like, I think it was an excuse for them to change characters.
Yeah.
Personally speaking, because of the way it went down. But, you know, they could have been subdued and they could have talked about it, but they decided to run instead. So, Warlock patrons, absolute dicks, it turns out.
Yeah, who knew?
Who knew that the demonic forces of evil
that give you magic want something in return? Yeah.
Yeah.
How could I have known that this devil's bargain was actually just cheap? I don't know.
To be fair, this warlock patron was basically a giant centipede. So, anyway, it has been 2 hours.
Yeah, we should probably start wrapping up.
We should probably stop at this point.
I mean, I've got 6 functional markers, I think. So, yeah. I'll call that a win.
I mean, that's good. That's more than you had at the beginning.
Yeah, we had 0 at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, Cleo, have fun off in your own chat.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Disconnecting. Okay, thanks y'all for hanging out. Just as a reminder, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat if you enjoyed the show. Okay. It is time. I gotta go eat. I am starving. So we're gonna find somebody to raid. So I might not be able to stick around to thank you for those tips, but I will appreciate them nonetheless, because they do things like helping me buy the food. Following. Let's see who's live here. Looks like Pearlescent Moon is looking to expand her shop on the Hermitcraft server. So why don't we /raid Pearlescent Moon? And we're going to post that in the YouTube as well. When you get over there, our raid message is howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do-do-do-do. Stop streaming. Stop it.